My name is Marie-Christine Hamelot. Recently, I volunteered to work in Cambodia, taking care of mistreated children in Phnom Penh. During this stay, I visited the Royal University and Secondary School of Fine Arts and was very moved and impressed. Instead of telling you why the school is so wonderful, I will invite you to take a tour with my new friend, Sremish.
I would like to introduce you to Sremish and her brother Banawat, two orphans now raised by their grandparents on a monthly income of $30. The grandpa is negotiating with a teacher on a fare to take the kids to the school far outside the city of Phnom Penh. The school is very strict and does not accept late arrivals. Apparently, the grandpa struck a deal with the teacher who agreed to give them a ride. It looks like they are going to be on time for the first class. If these kids do not get a sponsor, their school days will be over since the grandparents cannot afford the school tuition. The Secondary School of Fine Arts not only teaches traditional arts, but also has a regular scholar program. Here's a group of students taking an Apsara dance class. During the encore period, only the king had the privilege to watch Apsara performed by the Royal Ballet. Today, the Royal Ballet gives shows around the world, and all these kids are hoping they will become a member of the group. Let's now enter the music department. Young students sing popular lyrics loudly and proudly. Others train on a traditional Khmer xylophone called recut, violin, piano, and sitar. Since the school cannot afford enough instruments, many students, as you can notice, are watching instead of practicing. No one in Cambodia remembers the Khmer word for circus, so we started using the French word cirque. The director of the school thinks it's important to revive the circus because he says that it reflects the country's heritage of centuries of Khmer culture. The circus is a great opportunity for these kids because when they graduate from the program, they can tour all over Cambodia and make money for their families. Here, the boys are rehearsing for the recut. It's a big adventure story about a prince and a princess, monkeys and mermaids. It is very exciting and beautiful to watch when they dance in costume. Hanuman is the monkey god and is always dressed in white. The others are the simple soldier monkeys. In the arts and crafts department, students are learning ceramic, sculpture, painting, and framing. They are showing here the pictures they've done, and they are going to frame them to sell them at Christmas time to help their families. It's lunchtime. This is not, as you might think, a free school cafeteria, but an open-air restaurant for the staff and kids who can afford it. Let me tell you, only very few kids have lunch here. Today, Sremish is lucky enough to share a friend's lunch. During the traditional schooling in the afternoon, each teacher handles between 45 and 50 students. They study English, mathematics, Khmer culture. It's difficult, but they seem to enjoy it. Let's finish the tour with a visit to the dorms, where students whose family live in the countryside are allowed to stay overnight for free. A year ago, they all slept on the floor. Now, they all have beds. Hygiene in the school is non-existent, which causes the spread of illness. Christine was able to stop a major contagious eye infection by simply getting the right eye medication for the kids and teaching them how to wash their hands.
Before you clean your eyes, they must wash their hands with soap. It's very important. Before putting the drops, open. Okay, 1 minute.
Many thanks to the students of Cambodian Kids Dental Services who volunteered so that the kids receive their first dental care. Through the kindness of contributors, these atrocities are no longer in use, but the need for more facilities, like this one, are urgent. This is the kitchen corner of the dorm. No refrigerator, no stove. The rice cooker is the only appliance, and that's basically what these kids eat because they cannot afford anything else. It's Friday afternoon. A lot of students take their bicycles back home. Let's follow one of them to the country where she visits her family.
Now that you have an idea of what the school looks like, let's go to the countryside. Srenate here is one of the neediest in-house students. Today is a big day for her. She's going to visit her mom, dying of tuberculosis in a country hospital. Srenate is very worried. Her dad died from malaria. She has a little brother, and the hospital care cost a lot of money to her family. She'll have to help her grandmother to harvest the rice in the fields, and she fears that she won't be able to go back to school since she has to contribute to the family income. Entering Srenate's neighborhood, you can see that people are very friendly to each other. And now let's visit her home. This is a family house with a big family room with one bed for the whole family and a roof above their heads. Now the difficult part, asking for money. During my last stay, I was pleased to notice many improvements. The dormitories have now beds for every kid. There is a computer room that has been created. Besides that, the 3 buses offered by the king are now running every day. Of course, there's still a lot of things to do. The number one priority would be to make sure that the children have appropriate bathrooms. It would be also good to have a medical doctor or a nurse to give hygiene classes to the students. I am sure that you have been touched enough to sponsor more of the resilient kids who really want to live happy lives away from poverty. Merci.